Good evening, friends. My name is Lab the Third, and I wanted to give a quick overview of how to set up the Party Zone's video player. It's pretty simple to set up, and it is overall a very simple video player, but it allows you to have multiple links set to both PC and Quest users, which can be very convenient if you want to have live events with Quest and PC users. Just a disclaimer, you need to use a service. One that I personally use is VRCDN because they have multiple formats that they stream in, while Twitch doesn't have it currently, so you can't use a Twitch link to stream to Quest users currently. But anyway, the first thing you do is you import, if this is a new project that is, you import the VRChat SDK 3. I think any new version should work just fine. I personally used 04 2016 26 for this project. So first I'll import that. Sometimes it takes a second. So I guess I'll take a moment to kind of explain how long it took me to come up with a whole video player thing. Originally, I did it in Udon Graph, which, let me tell you, was not an easy thing to do. That Udon Graph can be a little overwhelming once you have Udon projects that are really big. And video player isn't huge. It's pretty easy to make any changes to, but using Udon Graph, it got to a point where I would try to add things to it, and it would make the Udon Graph interface slow down. And I tried to work with that for a while, but it got really irritating, so I got rid of that and made myself learn Udon Sharp, since I do know programming already, but the whole programming games and things like that was new to me. But it's a really good experience to learn how to do that. It taught me a lot about video players, and also learned a lot about video player problems, unfortunately, by running into all sorts of bugs initially, but over a year it finally got to the point where most of the bugs are ironed out, and there are none that I'm currently aware of. They're probably in there, but I have it simplified to where you're not really going to have to do a whole lot of stuff, but it doesn't have as many features as the other ones. Personally stuck with AV Pro for this because I didn't want to have that ability to switch between the two, because it just seems convoluted and like more work than it's really used for. Because if you have a club, then most places are going to use AV Pro. Honestly, I don't think I've ever used the Unity video player, but I'm sure there are some worlds that use it for their own reasons that I'm personally not aware of. Anyway, importing packages can take a while sometimes. We're almost there, and there we go. We got VRChat SDK in our project. So since this is a completely new project for me, I'm going to go ahead and make myself a plane. This is basically going to be just like a little area for me to spawn in and check out that the video player works once we get to that point. So I'll put a plane there, and if you didn't know, you set your spawn. There's a trick I use to set a spawn point without having to set any scripts or anything. I go into VRChat examples over here, go to the prefabs, and I just drag and drop VRChat world. Oh yeah, easy peasy. Alright, next up, we're going to import Udon Sharp. That is because I wrote this video player in Udon Sharp. So here we go, a little more waiting. Wish I had some elevator music, you know? Sometimes it makes those moments feel like they're going even longer, because who likes elevator music anyway? So I started doing this about a year ago when COVID was a thing, and it really got me into it. Anyway, that imported a lot faster than I thought, so we'll save the story for later. Let's import the video player next. Oh, that was easy. So you're going to import Party Zone Video Player. I'm using version 1.1 for this video. Boom. So it's going to take just a second here to import, just like all the other ones, because, you know, Unity. And boom, there we go. So next we're going to go to the folder called Lab the Third. Then we're going to go to Party Zone Video Player. Then we're going to drag this prefab here, the Party Zone Video Player prefab, somewhere in the scene. We're going to see this pop-up come up here, and we're going to want to import the TMP Essentials since I use Text Mesh Pro for the UI. I should mention, I used Sci-Fi UI something to make it. It's a Unity package that I paid for, and it's pretty helpful. I had to do some conversions to get it to work in VRChat, but after spending the time doing that, it turned out to be great for the video player. So it appears the text didn't show up, so usually when that happens, I just hit play here. I don't have Scion Emu or anything like that, so it's just going to keep us stuck at the screen. So I'll hit play again to turn that off, and boom, there we go. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is test and make sure the video player works. So to do that, we'll click Control Panel under VRChat SDK. I usually drag and drop it here in my projects just because it's a lot easier to get to. So I'm going to type my name in here. Don't peek at my password. And I'm going to hit sign in. It's going to ask for a 2FA code. F2A code, I'm sorry. I recommend you use that because it makes things a lot more secure, you know? So, makes it to where you have to have my phone to be able to log in. So that's always pretty cool. Anyway, it's going to ask us to set up layers. I guess I can do that. Collision matrix. Sure. Now we're going to build and test to make sure we see a video. If you notice any noise in the background, it's my cat pulling at my window. Oh, little Prince Harold, he likes to yell at all the cats that come by. It's a very weird cat. Anyway, VRChat's going to start loading up. And we're going to hit go. And if everything worked right... Oh, look at that! Got the example video playing, so that example video works on both PC and Quest since I uploaded a VOD to VRCDN. So we're going to close that. And now I'm going to kind of go over some of the video player features. So I tried to make it to where you could easily change the colors and stuff. Recently I made it to where you could or I changed the gradient because I had it at green, so if you tried to change the colors it was kind of like a big old pain in the ass, you know. So do that. You can mess around with the colors, do whatever you feel. I'm gonna hit Control Z because Control Z didn't work, so I take that back. Once you make your change, you're stuck. I'll have to look into that. I think I'm going to change that because who doesn't like to hit Control Z? Either way, I'll just pick a random color scheme that I think looks decent, but as you can see, it's pretty easy to customize. There's also a cool feature that I like called bookmarks. It makes it to where if you have any of those dual link URLs, you'll be able to add them pretty easily. So what I'm going to do is hide the gizmos so I can show you guys real quick, but I'm going to hide the main menu real quick and we'll show bookmarks. So let's say we wanted to add a bookmark. We're going to open all these parents to get to the viewport and then the content, and then we got bookmark 1 here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste it with Control C and then Control V, and then boom, there you go. Got another one. Easy, right? Just about. So you have to hit logo here. And inside of there, you're going to have a script I made here that has a PC URL and a Quest URL. So you're going to want to put whatever URLs you want to play for each platform in there. And we have it linked to the video player. We also have a logo here. So if you wanted to change your image, you could grab like this one right here and boom, there you go. Easy enough, right? So I'm going to hide that and show this. Now, I've been asked before, how do we import AudioLink? That's a great question. So I'm going to show you real quick. So, like the other steps, we're going to import another package, the one labeled AudioLink. And boom. Now we got ourselves a couple seconds. We got to wait here. Like before I was saying, I got into this because of COVID and I seen how great all the clubs were, and I really wanted to make my own, and I really wanted to learn about exactly how they're all made, so I kind of dove into it, and I was being stubborn originally and wasn't using any of the community's prefabs, so I started making my own video player, and that's kind of how this was made. Anywho, now that we have AudioLink imported, we're going to go to the AudioLink folder under Assets, and first we're going to import this AudioLink prefab here. I recommend just placing it somewhere out of the way because it makes this weird effect looking thing if you have it like somewhere you can see it. I'm not sure what that is exactly, but we'll put that over there. And then next we're going to open the parent, or expand the parent, go to AudioLink input, and then at the bottom here, you're going to see something that says VRC AV Pro Video Speaker. We're going to want to set that to the video player here. So we're going to expand this and go to video, click the video player and drag it right over here. Oh yeah, easy, right? Then next, you'll see there's no audio source. Our documentation says you don't have to do this, but for whatever reason, I always have to drag the AudioLink input here. So I did that. Then the next thing is a lot of people like the controller because it allows you to change the intensities and stuff while you're running through, or while you're having an event, or while the world's running. So let's drag the AudioLink controller into the scene. Make sure you put it somewhere close so you can test it. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to add this audio reactive prefab here, just so we can make sure that AudioLink's working correctly. So I'll just set that right here. Next up, we're going to click on the AudioLink controller, and as you can see here, where it says AudioLink, it says none. This is supposed to be linked to AudioLink here, so we're going to drag the AudioLink prefab here, and boom. So next thing we're going to do is test and build and make sure that our newly set up scene works properly. So we'll go to Builder, then Build and Test. I'm not much of a video person if you can't tell, but I've been requested a lot to make this video just to kind of help people out, so I don't mind doing it. I might get into making tutorials someday since I do a lot of the scripting, do a little bit of 3D modeling, just as a hobby, you know. Anywho, we got VRChat open, and now for the moment of truth. Did I forget any steps? Or is it gonna work? Let's find out. So once this loads up, we're going to go to the controller here. Wow. Go to the controller here. And we're going to turn up the gain. Interesting. It's not showing the text. Oh wait, yeah it is. It's right there. So we got it at 200. And as you can see, there's kind of a flash going on, so that lets us know that we have AudioLink working properly. You can also tell because you see like this waveform here. And you kind of mess around with this crap, make it all special and whatnot. Anywho, that was pretty much the gist of the tutorial of how to set up the video player and get AudioLink working with it. As you can see, there's quite a bit of features, a lot of debugging stuff. another instruction menu, volume settings for your users, resync button, video status, URL status so you know which URL is playing. And overall, it's pretty sweet. Thank you guys, and thank you for checking out the Party Zone's video player. If you'd like, please check out my Discord. I'd love to meet some new people and help you out if you run into any bugs or anything. Thank you guys very much for checking this out.